Season 40. I mean, come on. Everybody knows the original winner ought to be on season 40. It's the first all winners season. I should have been on. Here's what people don't know. I was asked to be on. I agreed. I did all the upfront work, the paperwork, the documentation, the physicals, and was approved. I got the call, you're in. Then I got told this was one of the first times that the executives gave the power to the producers, the people deciding what contestants would participate. And they said, it's up to you, anybody you want. And supposedly, I was told, I was the only one who every single producer said they wanted. So I was golden. I was in, decided I was going. I'm old, I had to think about it, but I'm in. So I withdrew from my PhD program last semester, already paid for, and I withdrew to participate in season 40. 2 days before I was to fly out, Tina Wesson, the second winner, and I got calls from the same guy that said you're in, and he said, things have been paused. I said, you're lying. He said, I told them you wouldn't believe me. I said, I don't. And I've never heard from him since. What I've learned since in interviews, etc., now where I see them trying to scapegoat me, Jeff Probst talking, actually lying about things that didn't happen and pretending as if I don't represent Survivor anymore, is that during the filming of season 39, when they recognized things were going to be touchy with respect to sexual harassment, etc., they wondered what it would be like for me, who is a bold figure on the show, to participate in season 40 and for those conversations to potentially be continued. I think they made a horrendous mistake in choosing and deciding to change their plan and to remove me from the cast. There's no sexual harassment in my past. That's not a part of my history. That's not a part of my life. It never has been. The nudity is something we're headed backwards on. Who cares? Everybody's freaking naked. And the executive producers, the editors, they're in charge of what gets shown or not. If they don't want somebody participating in a challenge naked, they just say so. They're in charge of everything that happens there. So for them to now be lying and suggesting that I'm not part of the show and they wouldn't want that on the air, that's just absurd. It's just nuts, and that's just them looking for a scapegoat, trying to distract viewers from their responsibility in all of what's gone on in Survivor thus far. They benefited from my boldness over the years, and now they're too worried about taking the conversation where it should go, distinguishing between nudity and sexual harassment. It's sad. It's silly. And I think the fans and the show lose. That's my thought. I think season 40 would have been better with me there than without. And that is a bad decision. I think it comes down to personalities too. I think Jeff Probst clearly has his favorites, and I'm not one of them any longer because he doesn't like that I'm going to tell you just like it is, just what I'm thinking, just how it happened. And I think they'd rather be more in control of what people are thinking and saying, if they can be. So the advertisers who pay for the show often drive who the contestants are going to be. Certainly the casting department's done a great job at who they selected, particularly early on. Thank you. But the advertisers really step in and say what they want and how they want the show to appear. You'll notice that, for example, in season 3, they went to Africa and people were sluggish and overheated. And so after that, it was always back to someplace where there's water and ocean and people could be more energized and cool. Well, it's the same with skin. Lots of youthful bodies and bikinis and almost no clothing. As little clothing as possible was great for advertisers because that got eyes to the tube. Well, behind the scenes, everyone was naked. At some point or other, your bathing, you're sitting by the fire drying off naked, you're hanging out chatting with everybody naked. There are all kinds of things that did not make it from season 1 on into the show. But there's enough that made it into the show. Jeff Probst, for example, challenged these two girls who were in a challenge, and he said, "Hey, come on, take off your shirts for peanut butter." So they take off their shirts and shake their boobies, and he gives them peanut butter. Yeah, that's okay, but the idea of a gay guy being naked now doesn't represent the show. What's fascinating is Jeff Probst is trying to dupe you. He's trying to convince the audience that he's someone different from who he is now that he's executive producer. It's a lie, and it's sad. The truth is, he was part of everything that happened in the shows, and what got edited and what didn't. And now he's in charge of that. And if he didn't want me to be naked or anyone else in a challenge, they just have that rule. You can't be naked in challenges. It's simple. Sadly, he's choosing a route that has nothing to do with what's best for the show. Because I think fans would agree it would be best to see what would the original innovator do now. Given what I did without any precedent on the first season, I wonder what I would do now. You hear all those naysayers out there that, oh, Richard Hatch couldn't even play Survivor now. Well, now you won't know, because Jeff Probst stole that from you. It's absurd. The hypocrisy is ridiculous. But they're not going to talk about that. They're going to just try to make you believe that they're doing what's in the interest of their viewers and making the show family friendly. That's absurd. We had 54 million viewers in the first season's finale. That was family television. That was appointment TV. We started it. So what he's spewing now is baloney. Don't buy it.